We have a big team of reporters on ground getting you updates on every single development. We have Pradeep Datta, Pragya, Amandeep, Adrija, and from Gorakhpur we have our reporter Vinod. We have Saket, Manoj Kumar and Ashutosh joining us on the broadcast with more details. It's world's largest and most exhaustive polling marathon, and it is drawing to a close today. It's the last and final phase of 2024 general elections, and more than 10 crore electors will seal the fate of 904 candidates in 57 seats across 8 states and union territories. Voting is continuously underway on 8 seats in Bihar, 1 seat in Chandigarh, 4 seats in Himachal Pradesh, 3 seats in Jharkhand, 6 seats in Odisha, 13 seats in Punjab, 13 seats in Uttar Pradesh and 9 seats in West Bengal. All eyes will be on Varanasi today, which is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's constituency. Will Kashi seal the 400 par, the 400 par wow for NDA? Let's tell you about the VIP candidates in the poll fray in the last phase. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's seeking a re-election for the third term, not just as an MP of Varanasi, but as the Prime Minister as well. The other big ticket candidates in the fray are Ravi Kishan from Gorakhpur, Kangana Ranaut from Mandi in Himachal Pradesh, Anurag Thakur from the seat of Hamirpur in Himachal Pradesh, Meesa Bharti, Lalu Prasad Yadav's daughter, is fighting for her family's prestige in the seat of Patliputra. TMC's Abhishek Banerjee is contesting from his stronghold of Diamond Harbour. Akali Dal's Harsimrat Kaur Badal is fighting from Bhatinda, and former Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi is contesting from the seat of Jalandhar. We have Pragya joining us from Varanasi. Pragya, you are reporting from the Prime Minister's constituency where he's seeking a third term as an MP, as the Prime Minister of the country. Tell us about the voting pattern that one has witnessed in the past as far as Varanasi is concerned.
Volume, no voice.
Pragya, I'll try once again if you can hear me. As far as Varanasi is concerned and as far as the Prime Minister is concerned, the talk on the ground when we visited Varanasi last time during his roadshow was that it's not about, him winning, because according to the voters, they are absolutely sure about it. It's about the victory margin this time. And many, in fact, on the ground, along with BJP workers, were claiming it's going to be 10 lakh ke par.
Absolutely, and the challenge is to bring voters out of their homes. Looking at the scorching heat in the sun, there had been many cases, in recent days where many had fallen ill because of the heat. But the effort of the BJP is that most of the voters should come out and vote early in the morning or in the evening at least. But they should come out and vote, and the challenge is to knock on every door and get every voter to vote, to exercise their franchise, through their right to franchise. And this is exactly why there had been strategic meeting throughout the day yesterday, where they distributed the bags. They had strengthened the booth management committee. Panna Pramukhs were given charge.
Go ahead,
so they had prepared themselves to ensure that there is the 10 lakh margin that was announced by the BJP. That should be accomplished. In fact, there are 20 lakh voters in Varanasi. 10 lakhs voters are approximately 10 lakh voters are male, and obviously 10 lakhs are female. A bit lower on the edge are the female voters. But women are the very strong, loyal core voters of BJP. And
right.
BJP,
Stay on with us. Stay on with us before I go across to our other reporters as well. We have some breaking inputs coming in. The Samajwadi Party has alleged EVM malfunction in Varanasi. Malfunction at booth number 332 in Kashi. The Samajwadi Party has raised this issue and they have asked the Election Commission to take cognizance of the same. I believe the Samajwadi Party in fact has put out a post, a tweet asking the Election Commission to look into malfunction at booth number 332 in Varanasi Lok Sabha constituency, and the Election Commission has been apprised of the same by the Samajwadi Party. That's a series of tweets, in fact, put out by the Samajwadi Party that we're playing out on your screen. Not just Kashi, they are reporting several such disruptions or irregularities from the other poll booths as well. Samajwadi Party, they're flagging the issue of EVM malfunction. Pragya continues to be with us on the broadcast. Pragya, Samajwadi Party raking issue of malfunction of the EVM at booth number 332.
Well, it says everything about this democratic process, Swati. Samajwadi Party is keeping a close watch on every booth, and in fact, DM Varanasi has replied to them saying that there was a minor glitch, it has been taken care of, and there's a smooth voting that is going on that particular booth. Obviously, it's nice for every party and every opposition party or the ruling party to flag any discrepancies and if there are any glitch at all to the authorities, and authorities are here to address them. And DM Varanasi has replied to Samajwadi's tweet, in fact on social media X, saying that the issue has been taken care of. It was a prompt reply by DM Varanasi, and authorities are saying that, we will ensure that there is free and fair election. We are taking care of all the glitches that we will say. If at all there are, we will take care of that. So now the voting process on this booth number 332, it is going in a smooth manner is what DM Varanasi is saying right now. But if you look at the voters turnout, it is exciting even in this kind of weather. There are people from across every age. There are senior citizens, there are first time voters, and they're excited to cast their vote. And in fact, people have come from far away places because they might have switched their residences but not their vote. They have come here just to ensure that they will have the participation of choosing and electing their own prime minister. It's a festival of sorts. People have come here dressed up, and they know that this is a festival that they are going to participate only 5 years in a lifetime. And if we could see, आपने वोट डाला है? किस मुद्दे पर आपने वोट डाला है? So these are also very local people and very shy to speak on camera as well.
Shy of the camera, but they definitely know who they want to vote for and what their issues are. Pragya, stay on with us. We have a reaction coming in fact, from the Chief Minister of the state and also from Ajay Rai of the Congress. Let's listen in.
लोकतंत्र का महापर्व लोकसभा चुनाव 2024 अंतिम चरण का चुनाव आज देश के 8 राज्यों के 57 सीटों पर हो रहा है, जिसमें उत्तर प्रदेश की 13 सीटों पर भी आज पूर्वी उत्तर प्रदेश में मतदान हो रहा है। पिछले 2.5 महीने से अधिक समय से जो देश के अंदर आम जन की आकांक्षाओं को पूरा करने के लिए जनता जनार्दन की जो अपेक्षा थी उसके अनुरूप विभिन्न राजनीतिक दलों ने जनता जनार्दन के सामने अपने अपने मुद्दे रखे।
बहुत महत्वपूर्ण दिन है अजय जी, आज किस तरीके से देखते हैं चुनाव परिणाम? खैर जिसके पक्ष में आए 4 जून को, लेकिन मुकाबला कितना कड़ा रहा है?
देखिए, पक्ष में जनता मालिक होती है, जनता तय करती है। ये काशी के लोग तय किए थे, 2 बार मोदी जी को बनाया, देखा उनका कोई परिवर्तन हुआ हो यहाँ तो बता दें। ये सबसे पवित्र स्थान है हमारा बड़ा गणेश। कोई परिवर्तन जब यहाँ परिवर्तन नहीं हुआ तो कहाँ होगा? जब 10 साल में यहाँ परिवर्तन नहीं कर पाए, वही हाल है नालियों का, वही गंदगी, वही सारी चीजें। जो आप धर्म की बात करते हो, ये सबसे पवित्र स्थान है बड़ा गणेश। हमारे यहाँ कोई भी काम शुरू होता है तो हम गणेश भगवान को ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः शुरू कर ही हम प्रारंभ करते हैं। तो ये जनता समझ चुकी है कि बाहर का आदमी यहाँ क्या समझ रहा है। निश्चित तौर से
आप दर्शन कर रहे हैं और वहाँ पर कन्याकुमारी में भी पीएम ध्यान लगाए हैं, योग साधना में है।
नहीं, उनको काशी में रहना चाहिए था। काशी के प्रतिनिधि हैं, काशी के हैं तो काशी में रहना चाहिए था और काशी में ध्यान लगाना चाहिए था। गंगा के जी के तट पर जहां 10 अश्वमेध यज्ञ हुआ है, 10 अश्वमेध यज्ञ हुआ है, उस 10 अश्वमेध घाट पर बैठ के उनको वहां साधना करनी चाहिए थी, वहां तपस्या करनी चाहिए।
इस बार रिकॉर्ड टूटेगा?
निश्चित तौर से बुरी तरीके से हारेंगे चुनाव।
Well, high drama during last phase of polling. We have reports coming in from West Bengal. EVM was thrown in a pond. The angry mob in booth number 40 and 41 threw the EVM and VVPAT in a pond in Kultali, South 24 Parganas district of West Bengal. Election Commission is going through the footage and is trying to take action against all those who were involved in this. Pooja is joining us live on the broadcast. Pooja, now reports coming in. Earlier, we've always reported how, violence has marred every phase of West Bengal elections. Now, EVM and the VVPAT thrown in the pond.
Well, absolutely. And South 24 Parganas district of West Bengal continues to remain on the boil since this morning. Earlier, we saw in Kultali in booth number 1441, the EVM and VVPATs were thrown into a pond. Now, the Election Commission is going through the footage of the webcasting to understand how this irate mob barged into the polling station, snatched the EVM and VVPAT and threw it into the pond. The other instance of violence is coming from Bhangor area of South 24 Parganas, where ISF and Trinamool Congress workers have clashed with each other. Some crude bombs were even hurled, and at this point in time, the state police had to resort to a lathi charge to disperse the agitators and the workers that were present outside the polling station. Remember, there cannot be any gathering or assembly of more than 4 persons outside any polling station still up to 200 meters, as section 144 continues to remain outside the polling station. But you can see how the police had to resort to a lathi charge to disperse agitators and party workers of ISF and Trinamool Congress workers who have been at each other since last night, and Bhangor continues to report violence since last evening.
Well, yes, Pooja, that's the live update coming in from booth number 40 and 41 of West Bengal, where people threw the EVMs and VVPATs in a pond, and the Election Commission is looking into it now. We also have guests on the broadcast. Rajgopal, I'll come to you in a bit. We have some reactions lined up, that of Rekha Patra. Let's listen in.
मैं एक ही बात कहूँगी, आज हम 2011 से नहीं वोट दे पा रही हूँ, तो आज हम पूरा कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ बोल रही हूँ, हम वोट दे पाएंगे। और वोट देने के लिए साथ तो हमारी भगवान है, मोदी जी की आशीर्वाद है, और पूरा बूथ पे हमारी शक्ति स्वरूपा माँ बहन रहेगा। हम लोग पूरा यकीन है हम वोट दे पाएंगे, इसलिए हम जा रहे हैं पूरा भरोसे के साथ।
Mr. Rajgopalan continues to be with us on the broadcast. Mr. Rajgopalan, another report coming in from West Bengal. In fact, every single phase of West Bengal, we've either heard of clashes, we've heard of violence, and now angry mob has thrown the EVM and VVPAT in a pond in booth number 40 and 41.
This is a very hooliganism, and the Election Commission has taken note of it. As your correspondent has mentioned, this is tried by West Bengal, Trinamool Congress and Samajwadi Party. Apart from that, Swati, today is going to be a very important day. Everyone should come out and vote. That is now Times Now had also a campaign. Vote for today like that. Second thing important, 2024, this Lok Sabha election is the last Lok Sabha 543, because we expect in 2029 one nation, one poll, and also delimitation, census, etc. So therefore, it's a democracy, dance of democracy. Everyone should participate. And second thing, India has revolutionized in digital platforms. Next year, 2020, next poll, 2029, will be on digital platforms like mobile phone or internet, whatever that. So India is improving. It's a great opportunity for every Indian citizen to vote. That is why great efforts are being taken by the Election Commission and our political parties.
Mr. Rajgopalan, it's the last phase of polls, and in the last phase, the Prime Minister is in the fray. His constituency, Varanasi, is in the poll fray. What do you have to say about the manner in which the elections have proceeded? Because if you believe the opposition, they want to wait for the actual results, not take part in the exit polls. Because according to them, and like Rahul Gandhi said, 150 pe simart jayegi. That was Rahul Gandhi's prediction.
Rahul Gandhi, don't take the name of Rahul Gandhi as early as today morning, 8 o'clock, because it's going to derail your entire day. The reason is, he says all the journalists are chamchas. Swati and Rajgopalan, I put in 40 years of experience in this journalism, and he calls everyone as a chamcha, and he boycotts the television channels. He never gave interview, and his words should not be taken it seriously, because he is not a relevant politician in the country. Second thing, you asked me about Prime Minister Narendra Modi doing tapasya. As the Ajay Rai, the candidate from Varanasi, said, Prime Minister should pray in Varanasi. Of course, he is right. Wherever that he is within the permission of the Election Commission, he is on a Mount Virat. Today he is ending his Mount Virat, and at the same time in Delhi, the 3 o'clock at Mallikarjun Kharge's house, the INDA meeting is taking place. Why Mr. Stalin is not coming? No Congress
All right.
spokesman will be able to answer today. Mamata Banerjee is skipping.
All right, Mr. Rajgopalan, stay on with us, sir. We'll discuss this further, and we have Mr. Mohammad Ibrahim as well on the broadcast. Before I come to you, we have some breaking inputs coming in. Clash reported between the TMC and the ISF workers, and the police had to resort to lathi charge to take control of the situation. We're given to understand that this happened in Bhangor, in South 24 Parganas of West Bengal. A clash between the ISF and TMC workers was reported. The police resorted to lathi charge and dispersed the crowd outside the polling booth. Many country-made bombs were thrown outside the booth. Those are visuals on your screens of how the police had to use force and lathi charge disperse the crowd. According to reports coming in, some country-made bombs were thrown outside the booth. These are visuals of the Bhangor area in South 24 Parganas. We'll also go across to our reporters to get you more details. On one hand, in booth number 40 and 41, you heard that angry mob threw the EVM and VVPAT into the pond. And now reports coming in from Bhangor in South 24 Parganas of clash between ISF and TMC workers. While we go across to our reporters and get you updates, let's take a quick reaction from Mr. Mohammad Ibrahim. What's happening in West Bengal? You know, this says a lot about the law and order situation there, about the handling of the situation on ground.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. And to be precise, West Bengal has it has a past history of from the communists to the TMC once the change has been happened. So we have seen such kind of riots even during the elections or during the elections when the Tata plans was there. But now when this general election is in the fray, West Bengal and Maharashtra is one key constituencies, one where you have a series of voters to be understood, and those places where we are keenly looking out for India alliance as well. So there are so much of discrepancies in West Bengal and Maharashtra, but Maharashtra has seen a smooth phase of elections. And when West Bengal, it has been a tight constituencies where BJP and TMC has been going head on head. And even today, when West Bengal, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh, there are most prominent and prudent seats, constituencies where we have to closely watch upon, where there might be hijacking of
okay, Mr. Ibrahim, stay on with us. We are keeping a track on that. We have Pooja on the broadcast with us. Pooja, tell us more about the clashes that were reported between TMC and ISF.
Bhangor in South 24 Parganas area has been reporting violence since last evening, and today morning the ISF workers clashed with Trinamool Congress workers. Remember, Section 144 continues to remain imposed outside, approximately 200 meters outside the polling station, and then there was a huge gathering and the two workers clashed with each other, and thereafter police had to resort to a lathi charge to disperse the agitators. But what is more shocking is that despite these security arrangements, some crude bombs were hurled inside this particular area, and the area was yet to be sanitized till the last reports came in. But state police was being rushed to the area to clear out all these crude bombs that did not go off and did not explode, but were hurled in the area. So now police is rushing there to ensure that all the voters are allowed to go to the polling station and cast their vote, but tension prevails in Bhangor area at this point in time.
All right, Pooja, thank you very much.
एक्सप्लेन न कर पाने की स्थिति में वो इसका बहिष्कार कर रहे हैं, और कांग्रेस पार्टी वैसे भी जब से राहुल गांधी मुख्य व्यवस्था में आए हैं कांग्रेस पार्टी की डिनायल मोड में जी रही है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट से कोई अनुकूल जजमेंट नहीं आता है तो न्यायिक व्यवस्था पर सवाल खड़े कर देना, इलेक्शन कमीशन की प्रोसेस पर सवाल खड़े कर देना, ईवीएम पर सवाल खड़े कर देना, पार्लियामेंट में बहस करने की जगह पार्लियामेंट छोड़कर भाग जाना, संवैधानिक पदों की अवहेलना करना, इनकी मिमिक्री करना और एजेंसियों पर भी सवाल खड़ा करना। मुझे लगता है कि राहुल गांधी के कांग्रेस में मुख्य व्यवस्था में आने के बाद कांग्रेस देश की सभी प्रकार की संस्थाएं, चाहे मीडिया हो, चाहे न्यायिक व्यवस्था हो, चाहे पार्लियामेंट हो, चाहे संवैधानिक पद पर बैठे हुए लोग हो, चाहे एजेंसियां हो, सबके सामने डिनायल मोड में आ चुकी है। ये इसी का परिणाम है कि ये कल के एग्जिट पोल का बहिष्कार कर रहे हैं।
So that was Amit Shah, the Home Minister, was responding to the stand taken by the opposition of not taking part in the exit poll debate and making it clear that they'll wait for June 4th result to know how one has fared. And we have Mr. Rajgopalan and Mr. Mohammad Ibrahim on the broadcast. Very quick comment by you, Mr. Rajgopalan. That was the Home Minister responding to this. And do you really feel that the opposition is scared at this point of time and that's why they are backing out from the exit poll debate?
Opposition lost its plot, Swati. This is my 10th election, Swati, of Lok Sabha. From 1967 onwards, I have been reporting for various newspapers. This time, the opposition doing a drama,
right,
especially Mr. Rahul Gandhi, because kata. What Amit Shah said is absolutely correct. Rahul Gandhi has become an irrelevant in Indian politics. He is an entertainer.
Just a few hours for the exit polls for the Lok Sabha elections to come out, Congress has said it would be boycotting all exit poll debates. Congress spokesperson Pawan Khera said the party has decided not to indulge in speculation and slugfest before the actual results come out on the 4th of June. Congress's decision to skip exit poll debates has provided fresh ammo to the BJP ahead of the 7th and final phase of the Lok Sabha election. First, let's listen to the Congress's reasoning for boycotting exit polls.
What's the point of a speculation? Why should we indulge in meaningless speculation, slugfest, just to increase the TRPs of channels? Or to, there are some forces which are involved in betting. Why should we be a part of that? Everybody knows who he or she has voted for. Parties will get to know how many votes they got on the 4th. Why should we speculate?
Well, Amit Shah has responded to this. He took a jibe at the Congress leading the charge for BJP. Home Minister Amit Shah said Congress has come to know about its huge defeat. Therefore, they were unable to face the media now. Even BJP President JP Nadda alleged that Congress's decision to not take part in exit polls on the eve of Phase 7 polling is an unequivocal confirmation that the Congress has conceded 2024 Lok Sabha elections.
कि कांग्रेस पार्टी कल एग्जिट पोल पर डिस्कशन का बहिष्कार कर रही है। कई समय से कांग्रेस पार्टी डिनायल मोड में आ रही है। ये पूरा इलेक्शन ये कैंपेन करते रहे कि हमारा बहुमत आने जा रहा है, बहुमत आने जा रहा है। अब उनको भी स्थिति मालूम है कि कल के चुनाव के बाद आने वाले एग्जिट पोल में इनकी प्रचंड हार होने वाली है, मगर इस बार हार के कारण एक्सप्लेन न कर पाने की स्थिति में वो इसका बहिष्कार कर रहे हैं। और कांग्रेस पार्टी वैसे भी जब से राहुल गांधी मुख्य व्यवस्था में आए हैं कांग्रेस पार्टी की डिनायल मोड में जी रही है।
Congress is only trying to create a false narrative to encounter the defeat that they're going to face on the 4th of June.
Let's go back to our guest, Mr. Ibrahim. What do you think, really is the issue here? Because till about the last polls, whether Assembly or Lok Sabha, the Congress really didn't have a problem with the exit polls. One can always maintain a standard defense saying that let's wait for the real numbers to come. These are just exit polls. But to say that we are not going to take part because we don't want to, take part in this circus where media channels are looking for TRPs and betting is happening as well.
Yeah, I reserve my comments for their anyway too. But only thing is, they have their own rights to exercise, and they want to. They don't want to get into speculation, is what it means. Because as far as the exit polls are concerned, almost 90 to 95% of the exit polls went wrong during past, and only the 5 minimalistic exit polls has been far minimum to the close to the reality. So they want to refrain from getting into speculations or anything. It is their own rights which the constitution's given to them. But as a political party, I would always urge them to get into those kind of forum to make sure that what kind of results which they want to expect from the people of this great democracy during this democratic festival.
All the exit polls have gone wrong at all times. And had this been the officials and the Congress party from day one that we don't want to take part in exit polls, one would have still understood that, this is the party stand, it never takes part in exit polls. But why all of a sudden?
Swati, day before yesterday, Madam Priyanka Gandhi said Congress will win and BJP will go down 130, 140. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has been saying that it will go down to 130. And Akhilesh Yadav said that they won't be, more than 12 candidates, 15 candidates from Uttar Pradesh, they will win like that. They can speculate, but not the media. If media does it, it is TRP. If they do it, it is vote. So there is a contradiction in opposition. My understanding is they should not have boycotted. It is a democracy. You cannot take your journalists as chemchas, and you cannot ask the antecedents. What is your father's name? What is your name? Which caste you belong? Whenever Rahul Gandhi is asked for an interview, he is asking the background, OBC, are you OBC? Then you come and talk to me. So this type of differentiation, creating a conflict, creating a reservation even in the media is an absolutely wrong strategy. Congress has done injustice to the polling pattern.
Right.
And second thing, the exit poll will definitely throw out that mindset of the voters. Still, Congress is being boycotted by the people. That is why Congress is boycotting the exit poll.
Okay. Mr. Rajgopalan and Mr. Ibrahim, stay on with us. We also have a reaction coming in from Congress candidate from Varanasi, Ajay Rai, who is contesting against Prime Minister Modi. And this is what he has to say about Congress boycotting the exit polls.
करनी चाहिए थी 10 अश्वमेध जहाँ 10 अश्वमेध यज्ञ हुए हैं वहां पर आराधना करनी चाहिए काशी के लोगों को
वायलेशन नहीं
काशी-
होता
नहीं,
मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट का
वहाँ नहीं-
अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में
नहीं देखिए पूजा पाठ के लिए मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई भी दिक्कत है हम लोग भी दर्शन करने गए कोई मॉडल ऑफ कंडक्ट नहीं है कहीं दर्शन करने पूजा करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती
आपको लगता है कांग्रेस ने बायकॉट किया है एग्जिट पोल का? क्या ये सही समय था और सही डिसीजन है?
देखिए जनता का प्यार आने दीजिए जनता का साथ आने दीजिए जनता अभी शाम को आपको पता चल जाएगा कितनी सीट कौन पा रहा है कहां पा रहा है
Thank you so much. That was Mr. Ajay Rai, Congress candidate from Varanasi, speaking on various issues, especially saying that Congress decision to boycott exit polls is okay.
All right, Mr. Rajgopal, so that was Ajay Rai, the candidate from Varanasi of the Congress. And we also have Rajputra Chandra joining us in the broadcast. I'll come to you in a moment. A quick reaction from Mr. Rajgopalan on this.
Ajay Rai is absolutely wrong. 19-20 को तो फर्क होते हैं स्वाति जी 19-20 का फर्क नहीं है ये 100 से 1000 का फर्क है Where is Narendra Modi's tall leadership and where is Ajay Rai? Ajay Rai lost 2 elections and this time BJP is keen on getting at least 8 lakh vote difference. So therefore they are in a denial mode. Congress lost this game. Congress has been totally isolated by the people. Congress is also slowly having a atmosphere of its death. In my understanding, Prime Minister in Lok Sabha already spoken 3 months ago that आपको जमीन फिसल रहा है, आपको नहीं देखना चाहिए. Why it's going like that? You have to understand the reasons for it because Congress has taken totally the left pattern voting, left ideologies, and it forgotten the center of right or center.
Okay.
Therefore, Congress lost this, the vote bank from the Hindu community. The Muslims are also distancing from Congress. They are going towards Samajwadi Party.
Well, we'll wait for the exit polls and then, of course, the actual results to see what the voting pattern has been. But, Mr. Chandra, how do you decode this strategy? Is this a strategy even of the Congress to say we'll boycott the exit polls?
See, I'm not a spokesperson for the Congress party, but I can say from a neutral perspective that Rahul Gandhi is a leader who is not afraid of any media or any political party as in. So he's a person who, when the Lok Sabha election was about to commence, he's a person so brave. He did a yatra and he, went around and talked to everyone. All the opposition that he could find, all the supporters of Congress he could find. He went and talked to everyone and understood the grievances that they had against Congress or BJP, whatever. So he's not afraid of people. He's not afraid of the media. But now the decision that was taken by Congress that they will not participate in the exit poll because, as they said, that they don't want to speculate. They don't want to be a part of the speculation. I don't think that they are actually accusing the media. I think they're rather accusing the Bharatiya Janata Party, who's trying to, I would say, demotivate the voters in such a way that they would vote for Congress.
But he clearly is talking about media channels. He's clearly talking about TRPs. He's talking about betting. So how is he not taking jibe at the media? Mr. Chandra, I know you're a political analyst. That's what we need from you, analysis. And I don't want you to talk like a Congress spokesperson either. Stay on with us. We have a reaction coming in from Shahzad Poonawala.
अब तो एग्जैक्ट पोल 4 जून को आना है, परंतु 4 जून से पहले 1 जून को एग्जिट पोल की डिबेट से ही कांग्रेस पार्टी ने एग्जिट करने का जो निर्णय लिया है, इसका मतलब साफ है कि उनको पता है कि जनता उन्हें फिर से एग्जिट का रास्ता दिखा रही है और पता नहीं 4 जून को एग्जैक्ट पोल जब आ जाएंगे तब कितने नेता उनके देश से एग्जिट कर जाएंगे, जो अमूमन करते हैं। परंतु एक बात स्पष्ट है कि मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में मिशन और विजन के साथ एनडीए लगातार काम कर रही है और इसीलिए 25 करोड़ लोग गरीबी से निकले, अर्थव्यवस्था 10वें से 5वें स्थान पर आई, अब 8.2% जीडीपी ग्रोथ रेट सामने आ चुका है। किस प्रकार से सोने की चिड़िया जिस देश को कहा जाता था, उसका सोना बाहर गया था, वो सोना लौट कर 30 साल बाद वापस आ रहा है और ऐसी अनेकों उपलब्धियां हैं। परंतु दूसरी तरफ मिशन विशन नहीं, केवल पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ डिवीजन, करप्शन, एम्बिशन और अपना फ्रस्ट्रेशन। और फ्रस्ट्रेशन में कभी नरेंद्र मोदी जी ध्यान लगाते हैं, साधना करते हैं, तपस्या करते हैं तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी को वहां पर भी गालियां देते हैं। और अब फ्रस्ट्रेशन का ये आलम है, जिसको कह सकते हैं कि मेल्टडाउन का ये आलम है कि 7 फेज चुनाव के होते होते 4 फेज मेल्टडाउन के शुरू हो चुके हैं। पहले ओपिनियन पोल पर मेल्टडाउन हो गया था, फिर मीडिया के ऊपर मेल्टडाउन शुरू हो गया था, फिर ईवीएम ईसी के ऊपर मेल्टडाउन शुरू और अब एग्जिट पोल पर मेल्टडाउन शुरू। और पता नहीं ये मेल्टडाउन कहां ले जाएगा। हो सकता है जनता को भी ना बख्शे, परंतु एग्जिट पोल से एग्जिट करके इन्होंने दिखा दिया है कि आखिरी फेज तक आते आते ये लोग अपने आखिरी दौर में आ चुके हैं। इसका एक प्रकार से प्रमाण सामने आ चुका है।
Mr. Rajagopalan, or is the Congress party waiting for the dust to settle to prove a point?
There is no dust when it is settled. It is the Congress party itself is in the dust, Swati, because of the way in which they have spoken. They are not keeping a right view. They don't have support for the Hindu community. They take this jibe at Hindus. They don't attend the Ram Mandir temple consecration. So therefore, there are contradictions within Congress. And why should they field Kanhaiya Kumar in East Delhi? There are a lot. That is why Ajay Makan and even Sandeep Dixit have gone against that. There is no candidate for Congress. Out of 6 candidates, they fielded in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh.
But Mr. Rajagopalan, was Ram Mandir the only issue? Ram Mandir certainly was not the only issue.
There are many issues. Takatak to be issue. And second thing, the inheritance tax is an issue. Mangala Sutra is an issue. The property tax, suppose Swati and Rajagopalan own some 5 lakh rupees. Who is Rahul Gandhi and Congress to take away 2.5 lakhs from me and Swati? It is my fundamental right. We are not in a communist country. Congress manifesto is replicating the Communist Party manifesto. Therefore,
so you're saying these statements have been damaging for the Congress party. You're saying that these statements have backfired and it will reflect in the voting pattern.